Hello friends, I A.S. Agrawal, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Sandipani Technical Campus, Laddu. Today's topic is analysis of determinate pin-jointed frame by Castiglione's theorem. Now what is the Castiglione's theorem? If a linearly elastic structure is subjected to a set of loads, the displacement of any loads in its direction is equal to the partial derivative of the total strain energy with respect to that load. Now this is the formula del I is equal to del U by del Pi. What is here U? U is the strain energy. Now what is the formula of the U? U is equal to integration P square by twice AE into delta Z. Now here this is the strain energy due to the axial deformation. Now put this U into our first equation. So delta I is equal to del by del Pi integration P square by twice AE into del Z. Now derivation of this equation, but that is the partially, because we have to derivate this equation partially with respect to the Pi. So the final result is delta I is equal to summation P into del P by del Pi into L by AE. Here P is the member forces due to the applied loads and del P by del Pi is the member forces due to the fictitious force. Now this is our problem. Determine the displacement horizontal at the joint B. Here we have to find out the horizontal displacement. Now this is given data A, B, C, D frame here 3 meter length and height is the 4 meter. All the members have the equal area and all members same modulus of elasticity. Now the first step is to calculate the DSI, that is the degree of static indeterminacy. The formula is DSI is equal to in bracket m plus r bracket complete minus 2j. Now what is the m? M is the number of members, r is the reactions and j is the number of joints. So now m is equal to 5 member AB, member BC, member CD, member AD and last is the member AC. So m is equal to 5. Now next is the R. Which are these R's? Now these are the reactions HA, RA and RD. So 3 reactions. So R is equal to 3. So and J is equal to the 4. A, B, C and D. These are the 4 joints. So put all this value into our this formula DSI is equal to in bracket m plus r bracket complete minus 2j. So DSI is equal to in bracket 5 plus 3 bracket complete minus 2 into 4. So that DSI is equal to 0. It means this frame is a determinate frame. Now the question arises in the mind. So take a pause here. So what question? That what are the different steps to analyze the frame? Here these are the steps of the analysis. First is to P analysis to find the member forces due to the applied loads and K analysis, that is the to find the member forces due to the fictitious force. Now first we start with the P analysis. So P analysis, the first step in the P analysis is to calculate the reactions. Okay, take here the sigma MA is equal to 0. So we are taking here clockwise as positive and anti-clockwise as the negative. Now these are the assumed direction of the reactions. Here at A the reaction is HA and RA and at D is the RD. These are our assumed reactions. If the answer is positive, it means our assumed reactions are the direction is the correct. Otherwise we have to change the directions only, not the magnitude. Now take sigma m is equal to 0 here. So at sigma m is equal to 0. So 120 into this 4, because this is the clockwise, minus this RD into 3. So here we got the value of RD is equal to 160. If you take here sigma Fy, so we get the value RA is equal to 160 and that is also the positive. So what we have assumed directions of RA and RD that are the correct. Now next is the calculation of the horizontal reactions. So take here sigma fx equal to 0. Now these are the sign conventions. Towards right is the plus and towards left is the minus. So here 120 is towards right, that is a plus, and here we are assuming HA is towards the left, that is a minus. So 120 minus HA is equal to 0. HA is equal to 120 kN. Now next, by the method of the joint, we have to find out the member forces in the frame. So consider first the joint D here. So consider joint D here. At the joint D, this is the FCD member and FAD member in which you have to find out the forces. Now consider this direction of FCD is the downward here. Now apply here the what? Sigma Fy condition. Sigma Fy equal to 0. These are the sign conventions. Upward force, upward vertical is positive and upward vertically downward is the negative. So this 160 is upward vertical, vertically upward, so it is a positive, and FCD is vertically downward, so that is the minus FCD. So we got the value of FCD is equal to 160 kN. Then we have to find out the FAD. So here apply the sigma fx condition. So at the joint D, there is no horizontal force. So FAD is equal to 0. So automatically we got the value of FAD is equal to 0. Now next is to consider the joint B here. So here we can apply here is the FBC. Member force is the FBC. So apply here the sigma fx condition because this member is a horizontal. We are assuming the direction of FBC is toward the joint. Now apply here the sigma fx condition. These are the sign conventions. Toward the right is positive and toward the left is the negative. So here this 120 is toward the right, so that is the plus, and FBC is toward the left, that is the minus. So 120 minus FBC is equal to 0. So we got the value of FBC is equal to 120 kN. Now here again we have to find out the member force in the FAB. So apply here, this is vertical, so apply the condition sigma Fy is equal to 0. These are the FAB is equal to here 0 because at the joint B there is no force at the joint, that is why FAB is equal to 0. So we got the forces in member AB, BC, CD and the AD. Now last remaining is the member AC. So now here joint C, FAC. Now here we can apply the sigma Fy condition also here or sigma Fx condition because we know this FBC also and we know also the FCD also. So we here apply the sigma Fx condition, and here we are assuming the direction is away from the joint. Now take here the sigma. These are the resolutions. Here horizontal is FAC cos 53.13 and vertical is FAC sin 53.13. This is the angle between this BC and the AC. So sigma fx equal to 0. These are their conditions. Towards right is plus and towards right is the minus. So this FBC is toward the right, that is the plus, and here horizontal is towards the left. So FAC cos 53.13 is the minus. So 120 minus FBC cos 53.13 is equal to 0. So we got the value of FAC is equal to 200 kN. Now the P analysis, total forces here. These are the total forces of the P analysis. So we got all the member forces AB, BC, CD, AD and the AC. Now go for the K analysis here. So apply here a fictitious force PV at the joint B because here we want the horizontal deflection at the B. This is our assumed direction is toward the right. If the answer is positive, it means our assumed direction of deflection is the correct. Otherwise, you have to only change the deflection direction. The magnitude is the correct. Again, find here the reactions. Sigma ma is equal to 0. Clockwise positive, anti-clockwise negative. These are our assumed directions of the reactions at the joint A, HA and RA. At the joint D is the RD. Now, sigma ma. So here PV into 4 is a clockwise, so plus, then minus, because this is anti-clockwise, so RD into 3. So we got the value of RD is equal to 4 by 3 PV. So if you apply here sigma FY condition, so we got the value, because there is no vertical force, that is why this is upward RD, so RA should be the downward. So RA is equal to 4 by 3 into PV. Now next is to find out the horizontal reaction HA. So sigma Fx equal to 0. Again, these are the sign convention. Toward the right is positive and toward the left is negative. Now PV, this is toward the right, that is why it's positive, and this assumed direction toward the left, that is the minus, so minus HA. So HA is equal to PV. If the answer is positive, our assumed direction is the correct. Now we'll take the one by one joint here. Consider a joint D here. So here we have to find out the KCD, and this is our assumed direction of KCD is the towards the joint. It means you have to apply here this KCD is vertical, so apply here the sigma Fy condition. So these are our directions. Upward, vertically upward is positive and vertically downward is the negative. So RD is vertically upward, so that is a plus, and KCD is vertically downward, that is a minus. So RD minus KCD is equal to 0. So if you put the value of RD in this equation, so we got the value of KCD is equal to 4 by 3 PV. Then our aim is to find the KAD, force in the KAD member AD. So this member is horizontal, so apply the sigma Fx condition. Sigma Fx is equal to 0. So here at the joint D there is no force, that is why we can say that directly KD is equal to the 0. Now next, consider the joint B. At the joint B there is a forces KBC and KAB. Here first we find the KBC and assume the direction is towards the joint. So this member is horizontal, so apply here the sigma Fx equal to 0. These are the directions. Towards the right is positive and towards the left is negative. Now this is PV is towards the right, that is why plus, and minus is KBC. So KBC is equal to the PV. Now our aim is to again to find the value of KAB. So here KAB is vertical member, so apply here sigma Fy condition. At the joint B again there is no force, that is why we can say that directly KAB is equal to the 0. Now remaining is the last force, that is the member AC. We got the value of member AB, BC, CD and the AD. Now consider joint C here. So here we can apply here the sigma Fx condition also and sigma Fy condition also, because we got the value of CD also and we got the value of BC also. So KAC, we are assuming the direction is away from the joint here. These are the resolutions of the member force AC. Horizontal is Ka cos 53.13 and vertical KAC sin 53.13. So here we are applying the sigma Fx condition. Towards the right is the plus and towards the left is the minus. So this KBC is the towards the right at the joint, so that is why there is a plus, and this KAC cos 53.13 is toward the left, that is why is minus. So put the value of KBC is PV, so we got the value KAC is equal to 1.67 PV. In this way we got all the values of the members AB, BC, CD AD and the AC. So these are the directions of the forces. So this member BC here, both here this type of direction is called as a compression force, and this member AC, this type of notation is called as the tension force. So in this here, BC and CD is having the compression and AC is having the tension. These are the magnitudes. Now this is the K analysis, and this right side diagram is the P analysis. Now prepare the table. How that table? Look here. This is a table, horizontal displacement at joint D. First column is the member AB, BC, CD, AD and the AC. Now here area we have taken the constant as A in the meter square. Length in the meter 4 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter, 3 meter and the 5 meter. Now this force is the due to the applied load. So member force due to applied load 0, 120. Here we are assuming that compression is positive and tension is the negative. So here member BC is the plus, it means compression. So here member BC, so this sign is a compressive sign, that is why is a plus. And member CD is also the compressive sign, that is why plus, and member AC is only the negative. So here member AC is only the negative, that is the minus 200. Now this column is the member forces due to the fictitious force PV. Member AB that we know is 0. Member BC is 1. Member CD is 4 by 3 PV. Member AD is 0 and member AC is minus 1.67 because minus indicates the tension. Now this is the total force here, the P, that is the fictitious force and the applied load. So here 0, in this here 120 plus the PV, here 160 plus 4 by 3 PV is 0, and here is minus 200 minus 1.67 PV. This del P by del PV is the partial derivative of this column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, partial derivative of the column 6 here. So if you derive this 120 plus PV with respect to only the PV, so here this 120 becomes the constant, that is 0. So derivative of PV is the 1. Here derivative of PV is the 4 by 3, and here derivative of this last is minus 1.67. Now the last column here, the what is the P del P by del PV into L by AE here. So P is the force developed due to the applied loads, that is this force in this column, the column number 4th. Here all the values are 0, so we have put the value of 0. Now here the P is the 120, here the 120 is the force developed due to the applied load into, here is a del P by del PV in this column is a 1, so 1 into length is the 3 meter and divided by the AE, so that is equal to 360 by AE. Then here next is P is 160, here P is equal to 160, this is a force developed due to the applied load into del P by del PV is 4 by 3 into length is 4 divided by AE, so that is equal to 853.33 divided by AE. Here is 0, and the last is here P is minus 200 into del P by del PV is there minus the 1.67 into length is 5 meter divided by AE, so that is equal to 1670 divided by AE. So summation of this 3 value is nothing but the horizontal displacement at the joint D, that is equal to 2883.33 divided by AE in the meter. Thank you.